This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, verse 25. The Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord, powerful host in the land of the Chaldeans. First and foremost, I would like to say, Kala Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Hakudash, the ones to the apostles and elders, great Milson, Ruel. Peace, blessings, salutations to the whole flag, tell you brothers out to pushing the word in truth and sincerity. Shalom, tell you brothers, stay strong, pushing it with quick lesson. And I want to speak on the fact that over the past couple decades, we've had a lot of influx of these nuclear missiles being tested, a lot of these nuclear missiles being created, in a lab somewhere, not just here in America, but even other parts of the world, Russia, China, India, what else? Who else? Iran, so on and so forth, right? You had a lot of these nuclear reactors being propped up. Pretty much everything that has to do with nuclear capabilities have been getting established over the past couple of decades, and there's a reasoning behind it. Okay, because we're living in a time. Well, we've always been living in a time of prophecy. Okay, but we're living in a time of real heavy times regarding prophecy, and one of them being is nuclear capabilities or nuclear missiles. Okay, and also the coming nuclear destruction. Now, I'm gonna use RT News as an example. I noticed that pretty much for the past couple years, maybe about 3 years ago forward, RT News has pretty much damn near every day has been talking about nuclear missiles this or nuclear reactor that. Pretty much anything that has to do with nuclear capabilities, Russia has always had articles regarding that, regarding this situation with these nuclear missiles. Okay, and but now it seems like damn near almost 3 articles a day pop up about some nuclear type of situation. Okay, and in this case, look back to back. It says U.S. issues nuclear warning to North Korea. That's one of the articles. The next article underneath it says India tests nuclear capable missiles. So you're talking about U.S. North Korea. India's testing nuclear missiles. So there's a reasoning behind this, because we are living in the time of this prophecy getting ready to happen. Okay, you don't think these missiles are being created just for the fun of it. Okay, they're just being created just to test them out. No, they're actually going to use them on each other. They're going to shoot them on each other. These countries are going to be destroying each other, and that's when America, which is Babylon the Great, is going to be fully, completely destroyed. Okay, but going back to the article, Jeremiah 50 verse 25. Once again, the Lord hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. Exactly. So the Most High is the one who did this. The reason why you see all these missiles popping up out of nowhere, from North Korea to the U.S. to India, so on and so forth, all these different countries, is because the Lord, he's the one that opened up this technology, this science, this knowledge to these people, to these countries. Okay, beginning with Esau, on how to create these missiles. Okay, the Lord, he's the one that gave the science and the knowledge of how to create these missiles to Esau, and then of course these other nations started getting it as well after Esau. All right, there's a reason behind that. Really, it's the Most High who's doing this. Okay, why do you think all of a sudden now all these missiles are being propped up? They're being talked about. Okay, they're being used. They've been being tested for the past decades. Why do you think this is happening? How come this didn't happen 100 years ago? How come this didn't happen 200 years ago, 300 years ago? Why is it happening now? Because now is the time, man. These are the signs that the Lord is giving us. Okay, the signs of these missiles being used and being tested and all this shit being talked about every day now. Okay, like I said, for the past couple years, these missiles have been they're being talked about heavy now. And why is this happening? Because it's getting ready to happen. And like I said, these are signs from the Most High given to us. Now us, Lord, I'm talking about the whole full leg, Lord, one knows, man. But we see these things and we know, oh shit, we're living in this time. Okay, these things are getting ready to happen. Okay, certain prophecies are getting ready to happen, as well with like the MOTB. Okay, with the mark of the beast, which is our RFID chip. Okay, the reason why it's being talked about in this time, heavy, and this didn't happen 100 years, 200 years ago. The reason why it's happening right now is because we're living in that time. Okay, we are witnessing the downfall of Esau. Okay, of the so-called white man. But once again, the Lord hath opened his army and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation. Okay, these are his weapons. Okay, these are the Lord's weapons. These ain't these ain't Esau's weapons or these other nations' weapons. No, these are the Lord's weapons. It says, "For this is the work of the Lord of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans." Exactly, the work of the Lord. Okay, the Lord was the one who worked on these missiles. He used different nations, beginning with Esau, but he ultimately was the one who worked on these missiles. Okay, in the land of the Chaldeans. So now let me go ahead and get the next scripture, which is Isaiah. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 54, verse 16, and it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." Exactly. What does it mean that he has created the smith that bloweth the coals? Meaning the modern day scientists, okay? Back in the day, you had the blacksmith, you had the gunsmith or whatever, people the goldsmith, people that worked on different crafts, people that worked on gold, certain people that worked on guns and swordsmith, people that worked on swords and things of that nature. Okay, everyone had their own craft. But in this case, the modern day smiths is the scientists. Okay, they were in some lab somewhere, and that knowledge and science was given to them by the Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Okay, he put it in the minds of these scientists to create, what the Lord wanted, which was these nuclear missiles. This is what the Lord wanted, okay? It says, "And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work." Exactly. "And I've created the waster to destroy." What is a waster? Those nuclear missiles. To what? To destroy. And this is the ultimate goal. The reasoning why the Lord created these missiles was for this reasoning alone. To destroy. Okay, first and foremost, to destroy America, which is, like the scripture says, "The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth." That's talking about America. Okay, and also other parts of the world. Okay, some parts of Russia are going to be hit. The whole land of Israel right now is going to be destroyed. Okay, them rats that are out there, which don't belong over there, okay, they got to be wiped out. Because the land of Israel has been polluted by those rats, okay, by those Edomites. So that's got to be destroyed. Other parts of the world are going to be hit as well, okay, not just America. But when it comes to America, America's the one country that is completely going to be wiped out, from off the face of the map. Okay. So now let me go ahead and end with this one. There's a book of Isaiah 13, verse 5, and it says, "They come from a far country, from the end of heaven." Exactly, because that's what these missiles do, right? They're going to come from one country, they're going to fly to the other side of the world, and they're going to do their damage. They're going to do their they're going to complete their mission. So, for example, let's say they're shot from America, or let's say from Russia, they're going to fly, like it says, from the end of heaven. They're going to go up into space, then they're going to come back down, and this is happening in 1 hour. Okay, these missiles can actually fly from one side of the world to the other in I believe it was 30 minutes or so, somewhere around that time, 30 to 45 minutes. That's a small time. That's a short time. Okay, for something to fly that fast, man, that's fast as fuck, man. Okay, but they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord, and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land. Exactly. Once again, what's the weapons of his indignation? Those nuclear missiles. To destroy the whole land. What whole land is talking about here? It's talking about America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures. Okay. But anyways, with that, Lord willing, is that fine. Until next time, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat. I'm say shalom.